Hey everybody, this is Brent back with another edition of Near Mint Musings, and today I am going to showcase one card, but it's a big card. Not just big in its addition to my PC, even though I've had this card for about 8 months. It's a big card in size. So to give you an idea what I'm talking about, here we have a 2020 Topps Turkey Red Honus Wagner. You've all seen these. These are an homage to the original Turkey Red. That's right, I have in my possession a Turkey Red. Boom, boom, boom. This is a 1911 T3 Turkey Red of Kid Elberfeld. And for comparison, this is how big it is. This is a cabinet card. Kid Elberfeld played for the Washington Senators when these cards were made. He had a brief stint with them, and we'll get into that in a minute. Been wanting to make a video based around this card, and decided that in addition to just showing it off and talking about how blessed I am to have this, which I am, and you'll hear that in my voice throughout, I wanted to dive deeper into not only what these T3s are all about, and kind of, for those of you who aren't familiar with them, give the backstory about the Turkey Reds, the original Turkey Reds, but also wanted to give a brief story and background into this guy and who he is and what he was all about, because he's really an interesting guy. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the T3 Turkey Reds, but first, let's talk about Kid Elberfeld. Then come back and we'll look at this card some more. Sound good? All right.
Norman Arthur Kid Elberfeld was born April 13th, 1875, and was a shortstop who played from 1898 to 1914 for teams including the Philadelphia Phillies, Cincinnati Reds, Detroit Tigers, New York Highlanders, Washington Senators, and the Brooklyn Robins. Elberfeld also managed the New York Highlanders for the last half of the 1908 season. Elberfeld was given the nickname the Tabasco Kid because of his fiery temper. He was known for his ferocious verbal and sometimes physical assaults on umpires. On one occasion, while in the minors, Elberfeld threw a lump of mud into the umpire's open mouth. Later in his career, Elberfeld assaulted umpire Slick O'Laughlin and had to be forcibly removed by police. Elberfeld was suspended for just 8 games. Records show he was tossed from a major league game 22 times as a player and 4 times as a manager. Yet he was so highly regarded as a prospect that a scout for the Philadelphia Phillies recommended signing him over another shortstop prospect, Honus Wagner. Fast forward to December 1909, Elberfeld was sold to the Washington Senators. He played 2 seasons for the Senators before being released. He then signed with Montgomery in the Southern League, where he befriended a young Casey Stengel. Elberfeld was generous with his time and his wisdom. The grizzled veteran and the 22-year-old youngster sat together in trains, roomed together in hotels, dined together in restaurants, and shared thoughts on the bench and talked for hours about baseball. On September 15, 1912, Stengel was called up to Brooklyn. Elberfeld threw a farewell party for Stengel, ordering him to buy a new suit. "You gotta dress like a big leaguer before they believe you are one," Elberfeld said. After a long night of drinking, Elberfeld walked with Stengel to the train station and advised Stengel, "Keep your ears open and your mouth shut up when you get up there." Stengel went on to be known as much for his mouth as he was for his baseball talent. Aside from his temper, Elberfeld became known as one of the best shortstops in the early years of the 20th century. He was known as a young, tough competitor who challenged base runners to slash him out of their way. On May 1st, 1908, Elberfeld was severely spiked in the foot by Bob Ganley, essentially ending his season. During Ty Cobb's rookie season, Cobb slid headfirst into second base, only to have Elberfeld dig his knee into the back of Cobb's neck, grinding his face in the dirt. According to a Cobb biographer, the incident marked the last time that Cobb would slide headfirst into a base. Shortly before his death, Elberfeld was quoted as saying, "Ty found out my feet were harder than his head. Then he started coming in spikes first. I had to protect myself." Elberfeld's legs were badly scarred from years of high-flying spikes, and it was reported that he poured raw whiskey into spike wounds often to cauterize them. Further showing his toughness, Elberfeld led the American League in times hit by a pitch in 1903 and 1911, and was among the league leaders in the category 9 times. In 1911, he was hit by a pitch 25 times, setting an American League record that was not to be broken until 1986, when Don Baylor was hit 35 times. Total in his career, Elberfeld was hit 165 times, still 13th on the all-time list. Elberfeld went on to coach in the majors and minors for another 20 years. Kidd passed away in 1944. Now, let's look deeper into the 1910 and 1911 T3s, the Turkey Reds. The 1910-1911 T3 Turkey Red set includes a total of 126 cards. While most, 100, are baseball, card numbers 51 through 76 are boxing, and the boxing cards are technically categorized as T9 in the American card catalog. These are larger cabinet-style cards from the Turkey Red cigarettes, measuring at 8 inches tall by nearly 6 inches wide. A color picture is in the middle with player names on a gold nameplate at the bottom. The cabinets were available through redeeming 10 Turkey Red cigarette coupons or 25 Old Mill or Fez cigarette coupons. Collectors had until June 30th, 1911 to redeem their coupons, and they were to be sent to the Baseball and Athlete Picture Department at Drawer Street in Jersey City, New Jersey. Numerous big names are found in the baseball series, including Ty Cobb, Cy Young, Walter Johnson, and Christy Mathewson. Meanwhile, the boxing series is headlined by the legendary Jack Johnson, as well as several other Hall of Famers. Notably, boxer Abe Attell is also in the set, and his cards are pursued by baseball collectors as he was involved in the 1919 World Series fix involving the Chicago Black Sox. While the fronts of the cards all had the same look, the backs were distinctly different. The frame's borders were also different, as boxing cards had a gold frame-like border and the baseball cards had a gray border that had the appearance of a frame mat. Some included checklists of the set, while others were blank or had an advertisement for Turkey Red cigarettes. While close, the checklist on the back of the cards was not completely in alphabetical order. A total of 4 different checklist backs are known, and with the blank backs and advertising backs, there are a total of 6 back types.
So I wanted to take one quick opportunity to show this card a little more in detail, especially after talking more about what makes the Turkey Reds just an amazing, amazing collection of cabinet cards. I have Mr. Wagner here for scale. He wanted to hang out for a few more seconds just to compare what a normal sized card today looks like compared to a Turkey Red cabinet card. So I'm going to take control of the camera here and kind of lay the card down and kind of give a more
close-up look at the card. Say goodbye on this. And yeah, so there we go. So I'm going to lay this bad boy down and kind of look a little more in depth and detail. Again, I thought this was a reason why it was a pour, was for that little black mark right there. But nope, that's in every single card. I don't know if it's supposed to be a tree. I don't know what that's supposed to be. The reason it got a 1 is, you know, obviously it's going to have some corner wear. I mean, you got that right there. Remember, this is a 110-year-old card. That black mark right there, and another black mark up there. I mean, but considering how old and how heavy stock these things are, cardboard-wise, the corners are pretty flippin' sweet. I'm not going to lie. There's a little crease mark right there. But overall, goodness sakes, what a fantastic example of one of the coolest poses in all of the Turkey Red collection, in my opinion. Flip it over. We're going to look at the back. Again, there was 4 different backs. Some of the checklists were different. Some have blank backs and others have advertisements for the Turkey Red Cigarette Company. As you see, here is the baseball players. They have some right here that are action shots out at third, trying to catch him napping. Wonder what player that could be. Napping. Jordan and Herzog at first. Safe at third. Frank Chance at bat. Jack Murray at bat. Close play. Chief Myers at bat. And then you get over here. This is where you start having the boxers, because obviously there's no team next to them. And then this one ends with number 75. And then down here it shows how you could obtain these by turning in your coupons from Turkey Red or from Old Mill or Fez and mail them to the address below. And it expired almost 100 years ago. So there you go. Just what a cool card. So thanks for coming along on the journey with me for the Turkey Red Kid Elberfeld. And hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Leave a comment down below if you did. Leave a comment down below if you didn't. All right. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.